The Minecraft Pillager Outpost was added in Minecraft 1.14, which is pretty recent, yet it feels like one of the most outdated structures in Minecraft. So in this video, we're going to be giving a little bit of an upgrade, and if you do enjoy this video, make sure you give it a like. It does help out in the algorithm. But without further ado, enjoy the video. I want to see if I can spice up the Villager Outpost a little bit before we add big changes to it, which I do plan. I do want to make a major overhaul to this thing. I want to add some small detail. And first, we're going to start off with adding some stone and andesite on the bottom, because as you can see, the bottom is just cobble and that's never nice. So I want to just try adding some texture to it. We're going to be starting off with the small changes before we get to the big ones. And as you can see already, I feel like this is looking good. Yeah, that's much better than just plain cobble. So I'm gonna do that all around and we'll see what we can come up with. Right off the bat, the detail has made the Pillager Outpost much better. The foundation looks just much nicer. So before we get to the good stuff, I want to do a little bit more detail. Starting off with this window, I do not like this. It looks pretty flat. So I want to do something like this, add a window. Is that looking good? I feel like that looks good, so I want to try that on all four sides. And also I want to do something like this on the corners, so like that. It does that add detail? I'm not really sure. I feel like it does. Let's just try it on all sides and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, that is looking a lot better in my opinion. It's not a big difference, but it's enough of a difference to make it pop in a way. Now that I've done that, the next thing I want to do is the entrance. Now as you can see, the Pillager Outpost has one entrance and it is raining. Now that the rain has stopped, as I was saying, the Pillager Outpost has one entrance and a bunch of windows. So what I want to do is make these a little bit more detailed, the windows like always, and also I want to make the entrance a little bit better. And I feel like we should add a little bit of a garden area or something in the front, because my idea is I want to make this Pillager Outpost, I don't want to make it a building, but I want to make it more of a compound. So I want to add walls and then different, little areas for the pillager. And then I want to expand this to the sides. That is my plan. So I want to see what I can do with the entrance. I feel like I can, spice it up a little bit, add some detail, and then we'll see where we are. And voila, there we have it. That was not a lot of work. That was quite easy. So I added some buttons. This is kind of like stones, some flour, a cauldron, and some fence around it. So that just makes the entrance feel much more grand and less plain. Now, before I get to the windows, I want to make the significant change that I want. And that is, I want to change the whole shape of this. I want to add two kind of like I want to make this more of a castle, and then add two, like on the left hand side, like wings of the building, because we don't really have a castle structure in Minecraft. So I want to add something, that's similar. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Let's see what I can come up with. So I think I'll have to remove these windows for now. That is completely fine. I will see what I can come up with. The first major change we're giving the Pillager Outpost is an idea that I got from Reddit. So I saw this idea from Reddit using the two windows beside the entrance and added two wings to the outpost, giving this castle tower structure style. I used cobble, dark oak wood, and logs to give this shape. It wasn't too difficult, and this just helped add more depth to the shape instead of being just this straight tower. We can just imagine that the pillagers use these side wings to scout their enemies from the windows. The next upgrade was adding some walls around the Pillager Outpost. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I want to add a compound where the pillagers hang out, because how they actually live right now in such a limited structure is a question that I will not be able to answer. The wall of the compound consists of a mixture of stone, andesite, and cobblestone. Some slabs and stairs were used to add some detail, and I also sprinkled on some spruce fence for color. In the compound, I just replaced the grass with coarse dirt and some path, as I felt it suited the dark theme of the Pillager Outpost more than the grass originally. Now that the compound was structured and looking good, I went on adding life into the compound. First, I want to still add the Pillager Iron Golem cage thing that was originally always beside the Pillager Outpost sometimes in Minecraft. So I just used the same design and added that. Along with that, I want to add a roaming Ravager near the cage, which just made sense. It was like protecting the cage. And on the side of the cage, I want to add some logs to fill the space and a little bit of a pond area for the Ravengers to drink water. And near the pond, I leashed some sheep because I figured the Ravengers tendered like the mutton. The next detail added was on the side of the entrances, where I added an archery practice range because it just made sense. The pillagers, you can practice their crossbow skills with some target blocks and mannequins to enhance the look. Now we have 2 archery ranges on both sides of the entrance. Facing the archery range, I added a bit of a tent for the pillagers with a campfire, some carpet, beds, and crafting tables for them to hang out. And for the actual tent, I used some spruce slabs and fences to make it look like a little bit of a worn down tent. In the back alley of the compound, I added another Ravager pen, so now we have 2 Ravagers in the compound, but this guy wasn't roaming around, he was just in his little fence. And also I added some detail along the walls, and I added another tent in the back. So there we have it. I have given the Pillager Outpost a complete overhaul, so let us check it out. I have done all the interior and such, which I will show you, but let's start off with the entrance. So you go on in and you have this whole huge compound with so much life and detail. There's a little cage area where you have the Iron Golem trapped, some sheep, and you have this archery range where you can play around and shoot some arrows. Perhaps you can have some arrow as the loot in the chest. That is something that you can decipher on yourself. We have this little tent area, you know, there's some beds, a campfire, and etc. Nothing, you know, too big, but you know, it is looking very nice if I do say so myself. You got some detail on the sides, and you have this huge Ravager who one of them escaped. I think there's supposed to be 2, but you have this huge Ravager, so that is something where you have to be super careful of when you're actually fighting this compound. And you have another bit of a tent area. So that is that. The outside is actually looking very pretty in my opinion. It just looks so full of life. But here comes the main part, the Pillager Outpost. You have a hanging crate at the start, and that is what you see at the start. And you enter the room, you have this little bit of a storage area for the pillagers, bookcases, and some furnaces. And if you go up another stair, this is where you can actually go and visit the wings. So this is a little bit of a, you know, open window where you can look out. It is looking beautiful. You have this little clock tower thing you can read. This is the back entrance, and you have the wings. So this is the 2 wings side where the pillagers maybe scout their enemies, you know, look through the windows. You can see quite a distance, which is pretty cool. And same with the other side. So you can have some, you know, you can actually loot some bookcases while you're here. That is another thing that I want to do. Make sure that you can loot bookcases other than villages. Up here is pretty simple, just a little bit of a bedroom. You know, you can have some, you know, loot in the chest, but you know, nothing special, just a bedroom for the pillagers. And up here is a little bit of a bar, which is kind of weird. I mean, it's a bar for villagers. I didn't know what to put up here, to be honest. I kind of struggled, so I added this kind of like a bar with some countertops, some barrels, some, you know, composters. You can go outside, walk around the barrier to look in the directions. And there we have it. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I feel like if you look at this from a distance, it looks like something from a Minecraft game. So I didn't want to go too over the top. I feel like the compound really adds a lot of life into the building. We have the wings, which is a little bit of a detail, so that is, I guess, perhaps the one structure change, but mainly everything else is in the exterior, the outside, the environment. And I'm really happy that I did this. I hope you like this upgrade video. I hope Mojang is listening and they do something like this. I'm pretty sure they can do better than me, but I hope they take the idea of the compound. But guys, that's going to be it. Please leave a like on the video if you have enjoyed. It really does help the video out in the algorithm. But guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.